Hello, everyone! So Boom wasn't lying when he said that episode 77 is going to be straight fire, because when the first part came out, I could already feel in what direction the next part is going to turn next. And it gave me plenty of ideas to think about, and I also have a lot of things to share with you today on the upcoming part 2, and trust me, you are not ready for what you're about to hear. So in today's video, I am going to talk about what we might see in the second part of episode 77, and why my predictions so often come to be true. Who's going to be the POV of the next part of the episode? Will the Titans finally show up next? And how they will react at the union between the Alliance and the members of the G-Squad? What forgotten characters will Boom bring back? And what crazy twist will be shown to us later? Now get your tea and snacks ready and prepare to watch this video to the end, because I saved the best part for the end of today's video. Let's go! And first of all, I'd like to say what I think about the next parts of the episodes in general, and tell you exactly why you shouldn't be worried about the first lackluster part of it. So I would like to mention that I expect the second part of episode 77 to be released much faster than the first part, given the fact that Boom promised us much faster production of the future episodes of his ISOTOILET series. And considering how he started getting a whole team for it now, I'd really like to think that we'll start seeing his new episodes coming much quicker and at more regular schedule. And it is more than likely that since the 77th episode will consist of 3 parts, and it was confirmed by Boom himself in the Roblox chat, he probably will not need much time for each of these 3 parts, since not all of them will be equally loaded and rich in various plot events. For example, I think that in the second part of episode 77, we will not see the mysterious floating chair yet, and that the storyline which is connected with it will be left for the later episodes, while the rest of episode 77 is going to be focused on the other events that I'll tell you about later in this video. I also don't think that we will see the continuation of the plotline with human survivors, and perhaps their fate will be revealed in the secret scene of the full 77th episode when it will be completed by Boom. And now let me also tell you why I am so confident in my predictions, as some of those that I voiced earlier are already starting to come true. For example, I predicted that several parts of episode 77 will have different structure leading to one major plot buildup, and the action would begin with smaller characters and battles occurring between them. And it really happened just like that, as the members of the G-Squad began to unite with the Alliance's agents against Astro toilets. And this means that in the second part of episode 77, we will finally see the Titans and G-Man as it was promised by Boom himself, as the tension should also increase in the episode with their appearance. And let me tell you that this is in fact a classic structure of a multi-part episode by Boom, where each part serves its own special purpose for the plot of ISOTOILET. And I believe that there are several options for how the events of the next part of episode 77 will be laid out after Jimbro Mutant said, "Let's go," in the end of the first part. So there is the first option that I really like, and it's simpler than the second one, which I left for later in this video, so be sure to watch it to the end, not to miss the most interesting thing. So I believe that the action will take place in the same location from the first part of episode 77, where even more Astro toilets will arrive at and begin attacking the rest of the characters. And in that particular moment, our so long anticipated Titans will finally arrive in order to help our agents, and they will start an epic fight with the new Astro toilets. And there is also a high probability that we will also see the fully repaired and heavily upgraded Titan Speakerman in company with Titan TV Man, which will also receive many new improvements that he'd get from the Alliance's main laboratory. And of course, G-Man may also appear in such a scenario, which will cause several plot twists in this episode, as there is a really high chance that Titan TV Man does not in fact know anything about the current union between the Alliance's agents and ISOTOILET, and specifically with G-Man, who is one of the oldest enemies to the Alliance. And well, Titan TV Man may still think that all this is the work of Skibidi scientists in company with G-Man, whom he never trusted and maybe never will start doing so. And therefore it is possible that at the sight of Skibidi mutants, Titan TV Man can start fighting with them as well, and not only with Astro toilets, since he may think that Skibidi toilets are still working in cooperation with Astro toilets, and they are on the same side. Which of course is obviously not true, since Skibidi Toilets had a really big fight with Astro Toilets and split with them quite a long time ago, and I'm telling about that in detail in my previous video where I broke down the whole timeline of Astro Toilets and their history. So in case you haven't watched this video yet, be sure to take a look at it after you'll finish watching this video. Okay, and now Astro Toilets consider Skibidi Toilets traitors and seek to destroy them even more fiercely than the Alliance itself. So it is likely that in case the enraged Titan TV man will try to fight the members of the G-Squad, some mutants may try to peacefully stop him, which can lead to unfortunate destruction of some of those mutants. It is quite possible that DJ Toilet could become a victim of that, since he already got a chance to show himself and the power of his upgrades in the first part of episode 77. So I can see that his storyline may be over in the second part during the encounter with some of the Titans. But I don't like this option at all, as it's so unnecessarily depressing. And after all, the fans of the Skibidi Toilet series love DJ Toilet character the most. So perhaps there would be another option. It is possible that we will see how Astro Duchess arrives while following one of the Titans, which will lead to some really horrible, tough battle between all the characters involved in that scene. And I also believe that G-Man, who is anticipated by all of us the most at the moment, may appear only at the very end of the second part of episode 77. Because it would be pretty logical of Boom to focus the events of part 3 of episode 77 on him completely, while the second part will be mostly dedicated to the Titans, who we also didn't see for quite a long time already. And he will surely appear with his new epic upgrades and amaze us even more. However, as I've said, the second part will be most likely focused on the battle between the Titans and new elite Astro Toilets, such as Astro Duchess, and probably we'll see the new types of Astro Toilets as well. But let's talk about my second theory on how the events of the next part of episode 77 may roll out, because this is actually even more interesting. So it is possible that we'll see how someone from one of the Alliance's bases may follow the events of the second part of episode 77 as the distanced new POV while using the tablet. And it is also possible that with such a development of events, we will either get inside of the TV men's base or the speakerman's base, which I personally have been waiting for a very long time already. And if you watched my previous videos, that you certainly know that. So it would be pretty logical to assume that on the speakerman's base, we would finally see the upgraded Titan speakerman. But how could the plot develop further from this point, though? Therefore, I would rather bet on moving to the TV men's base instead, which means that any TV man can actually become the new POV. And I must tell you that it would be quite unusual, since before that POV was always performed by cameramen, and only with very rare exceptions by someone else. For example, it was Elite TV Man who served as the POV in the beginning of episode 74 as the camera got attached to his chest by one of cameramen engineers. So maybe we'll see Elite TV Man as our future POV once again. Or maybe it will even be Titan TV Man who will become our next POV, which would be mega epic, because in case you somehow forgot about it, we already Titan Cameraman as our POV back in episode 51, where we also saw the Astro Troop for the first time, by the way. And it is likely that our future POV TV man may then end up on the battlefield, where he will show his cool fighting abilities we didn't see before. But before that, we could have been shown a scene which would explain the discord that happened between TV men and camera woman not such a long time ago, because we must all agree, guys, that this detail was pretty damn important, and it could have possibly shifted the dynamics between TV men and cameramen inside on the Alliance. Okay, but after that, we'll definitely get to the battlefield anyway. And given that TV men also have the ability to teleport, he can move to different parts of the fighting scene and observe various events in which many characters can be involved. And one way or another, he certainly must find himself next to the Titans at one point, as well as G-Man and new elite Astro Toilets. And there must be a huge, epic battle involving all of them. Okay, well, but what can also happen aside from the Titans finally showing up and meeting eye to eye with the upgraded G-Man? I believe that there are also some smaller characters Boom may suddenly remember about, and continue their plot arcs as well. Do you remember Simp Cameraman, who appeared for literally one split second, for example, in episode 74? What if we'll somehow see the continuation of his story in the second or third part of episode 77 after he'll get repaired and upgraded in the cameraman's lab, for example? Or what about Detective Cameraman and his beef with Lucky Cameraman? Given the fact that the secret agent appeared once again in the first part of the current episode, It would be pretty smart of Boom to eventually combine the plot arcs of the Titans and G-Man and the Secret Agent's Lost Apprentice. Maybe it will all start coming together in this episode, who the heck knows? Although I must tell you guys, then it also would be pretty smart of him to keep telling the new parts of Lucky Cameraman's story in the secret scenes and not in the main episodes. Because it would heat up the fans' interest towards the full episodes and all-season compilations. So it's possible it may become some sort of tradition for Boom to tell certain narratives in the secret scenes only. And that was all for today. I really hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, hit the like button below, and also be sure to write a comment below. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube and Discord channels not to miss my new interesting videos. And that was me, ISOTOILET. See ya!